Welcome back to Waterpark Rangers, Let's Play Pikmin 2! In the last episode, we went deeper through the Cavern of Chaos, and in this episode, we are likely going to be finishing the dungeon. We are down here in the 8th floor. This floor is infamous for actually having the most enemies on any floor in the game. Tons of dwarf red bulborbs. I know earlier I was saying these things are hardly encountered at all. It's true, they're hardly encountered at all until this very room, where you fight literally, there are about 60 of them on this floor, 50 or 60. Obviously, it would be a waste to go and fight every one, so you really only want to fight the ones that are in the way to the path to the treasure. There's only one treasure here. The problem is it usually spawns pretty far away from where you land, so you are going to have to kill a lot of things to really find out where it is, and it doesn't look like it's over here. But besides the dwarf red bulborbs, we have two wandering gatling groinks. You already know why these things are bad, so I'm not going to bother explaining why. So let's just attack them. Red Pikmin are great for this, but of course purples are much better. And if you have a bitter spray, it's highly recommended. Wow, we are actually able to kill that one without losing Pikmin. It's going to be a miracle if we get through this floor without losing Pikmin. Actually, on a no-death run, which I have attempted a no-death run of this game before, I was able to do it. It's not that tough. It's just annoying because you have to keep resetting. This is one of those floors where you just have to try again and again to get through without your Pikmin dying. Even with purples, really, it's that annoying. And actually, this is probably just coincidence, but I remember that I would... Usually a white Pikmin would be the Pikmin that would get eaten here. And it looks like we're going to have a couple of dwarf red bulborbs brought back to the ship now because I wasn't quick enough to call them off. So we're going to have to get more things and level out our counter, because I said earlier that I didn't want it ending in anything that wasn't a 5 or a 0 because I'm obsessive-compulsive that way. And what is it shooting at? Oh, never mind, it must have seen a Pikmin behind the wall. We're not going to actually drink... it would be a great idea to drag the Gatling Groink in there, but I said earlier that we wouldn't, so I've got to stay true to my word. We're just going to gather, like, one more of the bulborbs, and then that should be good. There we go. And before that one respawns, let's sneak past that one. That's first Groink. I think that if we get one captain to just wait nearby, we can kind of, like, behind the wall, like, that's perfect. Now, we can have the Pikmin flower up over here, which is excellent. And then, while that Gatling Groink is distracted, we can kill the bulborbs in the way of the treasure and bring the treasure back. Really great idea. So, just like my advice for spotty bullbears, it's a good idea if you don't have a bitter spray handy, or if you just want to reserve your sprays for whatever reason. Luring your Pikmin behind a wall is a great... luring the enemy to shoot or like run at the wall is a great way to just avoid fighting the enemy altogether. And so far, I haven't lost a single Pikmin here, so that's kind of miraculous. I'm wondering if... This is probably a pretty hopeful thing, but it would be pretty cool if we managed to get through this floor without our Pikmin dying. Because that would be incredible. Seeing as we actually don't have any purples, it would be amazing if we actually got that to work. So let's just grab this can of apple juice, actually. Kind of interesting. Apple juice is just one of those juices that is... You might drink apple juice a lot as a kid, but, like, hardly ever after. Which is kind of sad, because apple juice does taste good. Whoa! And the Gatling Groink just woke up! And we saved Olimar from untimely... I would have said death because it would sound cool, but that actually wouldn't kill him at all. I might just hit him just a little bit, maybe hurt him a little bit. So we'll keep that Gatling... Oh my god, the Pikmin are smart again! They're taking... Oh no, the Gatling Groink planned and saw it coming. It actually planned and saw it coming. That was really smart. We are probably going to have to kill it in order to get that treasure back. So, take that, Gatling Groink. Wow. Actually, this has been a really good showcase of enemy and Pikmin AI. Like, the Pikmin actually chose the route that would make them safe from the first Gatling Groink's bullets, and then the other Gatling Groink positioned itself in the second hallway, instead of gumming around from the front. So, this has actually been pretty cool so far. And, well, typically this floor is actually a little bit bigger, so this time wasn't so difficult to find the treasure. I feel like the treasure gauge is kind of... It's good for finding buried treasure, sure, but for finding, like, normal treasure, it's actually not that helpful. I feel like it doesn't react to the treasure quickly enough. So you can't really sense it from a far enough way off. And by the time you do sense it, it never shuts up, because it's always like, ding, ding, ding! It's really annoying. Whoa! Oh, that was so lucky. We almost, like, lost all the Pikmin there. This has been such a good run of this dungeon, I have to say. We actually might lose less Pikmin here, but then again, I'm speaking kind of soon because I'm kind of worried about the boss. The boss is a pretty dangerous one in terms of just how dangerous bosses are in the game. It's probably tougher than the Pileated Snagret. if I had to guess. Anyway, down here, we have a treasure, one of my favorites in the game, right over there. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be like a generic bobblehead or something, because it has a spring attached to it. I kind of wish that I owned that. This random wooden cat head thing on the end of the spring. Like, what a random thing to have. But it's like, why does this thing have to exist? But it's cool anyway, I like it. It looks like something out of like a Miyazaki film. Wiggle Noggin, great name too. Then again, it's kind of macabre. I mean, it's like a cat head impaled on a spring, swinging around. I mean, obviously it's made out of wood, but just imagine if that was a real cat head. That would be pretty unsettling, wouldn't you say? Anyway, this floor is really not that bad. I've never had a bad experience on it. The only thing that's dangerous is if the bumbling snitch bug is in our way. And it is in our way. No! Oh my god, it's actually grabbing the president! Get down, president! Oh, I never noticed before, but when you wiggle the control stick, the president, like, flails his arms around to get out of its grasp. And this is just getting really annoying, so let's just swarm it and kill it. And, no, Pikmin! No, Pikmin, please, don't do something stupid. The ground here is just, you know, there's not very much path. The path is so skinny nearby the water. So you really want to be careful and maneuver your Pikmin using the C-stick if you're worried. And perfect! A Carini Dirigibug in a small room. This is actually the worst layout of this floor I've ever gotten. Great, we have to call our Pikmin away. It was just too close for comfort. There we go. The blast radius for the bomb rocks actually isn't that big. Obviously you want to be pretty careful because any Pikmin that does get in the radius is instantly killed, so it just helps to be cautious around bomb rocks. You know that already. Yeah, but you all knew that. And over here we have the second treasure on the floor, one that has drawn a lot of controversy, apparently, for being the end of a baby bottle. And, you don't actually have to bother with that last one floating in the water. Usually what happens is the bumbling snitch bug will spawn in the water, and so it actually won't be a threat to anyone. But we just got really unlucky, and it just happened to be on our way. Typically, what happens with me when I get this floor is literally both of the treasures are right next to the research pod, so I just get them, and then leave the Pikmin at the research pod, and then go to wherever the way down is, and just leave one captain there, and then head down. Because that is a useful thing. A lot of people don't know that you can actually just bring the captain without any Pikmin to the way down to the next floor, and all the Pikmin automatically follow you. Unless, of course, they're buried in the ground. Even if a Pikmin is in, like, the mouth of an enemy, they'll be able to follow you down to the next floor. It's only if they're buried in the ground. For some reason, that's the one thing that the game has a problem with. And I think I explained it pretty well, back in episode 45. Yeah, episode 45. I'm good at counting these, I've gotten better at them. There's some people that just lose track of episodes. But if you just are very careful about, like, the times that you recorded each one, so you can remember. Anyway, enough technicalities. This is the boss of the dungeon. It's only encountered here, not in any other mode or in any other cave. So therefore it is one of the most uncommonly fought things in the entire game, in the entirety of the game. Just as rare as the final boss. It is the segmented Crobster. It kills Pikmin by rolling over them, so have it bump into the wall and it'll knock these rocks off, so you kind of have to lure it so that it flips over, and then you throw the Pikmin at the glowing weak point before it flips itself back over. There are a few catches to this. If you are too close to it when it flips over, it'll swing its arm around, and that does a huge thing that deflowers like any Pikmin that it touches. It just automatically clips them and turns them back into leaves. So that's really annoying for them to get hit by. So actually, when you're throwing the Pikmin at it, you want to throw it at the side that has the giant claw on it. That may make it harder to hit the weak point, but the truth is, when it flips over, that's going to be the side that doesn't have the claw there ready to swipe your Pikmin's flowers off. Like this side right here, see how it's unprotected? Sure, I can do a lot of damage, but I'm right in the way of the giant claw, so look how many Pikmin that deflower. Now they're all leaf. So that is why you want to get it from the other side. And I was kind of just an idiot there. I should have not stood on that side, but the truth is I wanted to get more damage. So this boss is really a gamble. It's like, how much you want to damage it really depends on how easy it is for the boss to hit you. And it's just killing a lot of Pikmin over here, so let's just take it out already. Another thing about this boss, which is kind of annoying besides the falling rocks and all that stuff, is that actually, the rocks will fall wherever your captain is positioned. So one thing I did, what a lot of people will do, is they'll have, like, one captain rush in to fight the boss with, like, 10 Pikmin, which is the good thing to do, like, 10 to 20 Pikmin. Oh no, Midites fell out of that egg, are you kidding me? This is perfectly horrible. Let's just call them and then... Wow, we didn't even get a chance to hit him. But one thing that will happen is you'll have one captain fighting this guy out in the field with 20 Pikmin, and the other one, like, has the rest of the Pikmin in that small first chamber where the boss can't reach them. But if you switch to control that captain with all those other Pikmin in the small room, while you're fighting this guy and the rocks fall, all those rocks will home in on the president, or whoever it is you're having look after those Pikmin. And because it's such a small room, it's basically instant death for everyone. So you do want to watch out for that. And the last thing that's... Oh my god, more Mittites? Are you kidding me? How unlucky can I be? Actually, pretty lucky, because we've already killed the boss. Gory explosion, and we're finished with it. There we go! Segmented Cropster is actually a pretty fun boss, but he's very dangerous if you screw up, because he can kill almost all your Pikmin at once. But I actually did very well against him. Typically, I would advise fighting him under the power of Ultra Spicy Spray, and bringing quite a few of those along. So yeah, purples with Ultra Spicy Spray, or reds with Ultra Spicy Spray, are the best to fight him with, in my opinion. And very creepy treasure there, that baby head. I loved when Chugga Conroy got that in his Let's Play. That was pretty much my favorite moment of the whole LP. But anyway, this treasure is worth 666 Pokos in Japan. But for the American and PAL versions, I believe, they gave it 670 Pokos. Because 666 is satanic, and Christian gamers don't like that, so they wouldn't be able to give Pikmin a squeaky clean score, which it shouldn't get already because the man at legs uses a gun, and because you're letting Pikmin die for profit. But apparently, none of that is as bad as 666, because numbers are the worst things ever. And with that, we have the cave complete. Pretty amazing. One thing you might not have noticed about the segmented Cropster is for every second you're not hitting it, it slowly gets its life back, so you do have to kill it pretty quickly. Otherwise, it'll keep getting its life back. That's called HP regeneration. But we'll talk more about that next episode, so we'll see you then.